Raghurama Marakadamani Shyama Mamava Raghurama Marakadamani Shyama Mamava Raghurama Pamara Jana Bhima Palita Sutra Mamava Raghurama Duritam Bulubodu Danumamana Suradu Mamava Raghurama Kalashambudhilona Karuna Karagiboyana Mamava Raghurama Vinumari Samaramana Vidhisharamu Virigana Mamava Raghurama Galasatyamu Suguna Kananamuna Nichana Mamava Raghurama Divya Narapadhana Devatvamu Oyana Mamava Raghurama Rajadhipatyaga Rajadhipatyaga Rajavinuta Bhaga Mamava Raghurama Marakadamani Shyama Mamava Raghurama Om Bhurbhuvasuvah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Prachodaya.
Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Paramparam. So this is our third session of Gayatri Mantra learning. In our last two sessions, we were discussing about the first parts of Gayatri, that is Pranava and Vyahritis. After Pranava and Vyahriti comes the Gayatri as such. As we have seen earlier, even though it is called Gayatri Mantra, it is rendered in a Nichrud Gayatri Chanda. That is, there are only 23 Akshara syllables there, not 24. In Gayatri, there must be 24 Aksharas. But in the most famous Gayatri Mantra, there are only 23, and therefore it is Nichrud Gayatri. Ekakshara Vihina Nichruduchyate. So what are these 23 syllables? It starts with Tat, Savituhu, Varenyam, Bhargaha, Devasya, Dhimahi, Dhiyaha, Yaha, Naha, Prachodayat. This is the Gayatri Mantra. So here it is, this is a prayer. In the first place, it is a prayer. We can try to understand the meanings of Gayatri in different ways. First, let us take this as a prayer. And what is prayed for? Prachodayat. Let it be illumined or enlightened. Be enlightened or be illumined. So many meanings are there. And whom we are praying? Savituhu tad varenyam bhargaha. It is a statement. To start a prayer, first, in the first place, there is a statement. And that statement is as a result of the revelation Rishi had. And it is Savituhu Varenyam Tat Bhargaha. And from that statement comes an act, and that act is Vayam Dhimahi. So Vayam Dhimahi, that is the act here, that is the Kriya here. Dhimahi means we are meditating on. We are meditating. And after that meditation, a prayer is made, and that prayer is, let our intellect be enlightened. Naha dhiyaha prachodayat. Naha, our, dhiyaha, intellect, prachodayat, be enlightened. That is the prayer. And before that prayer, there is an act of meditation, and enlightenment is coming as a result of that meditation. And on what we are meditating? That is explained in the first part. That is, Savituhu tad varenyam bhargaha. Savituhu. Savituhu means it is the sixth vibhakti of Savitra Shabda. The meaning of Savitra Shabda is, in the first place, it is the name of Bhagavan Surya, Savita. And at the same time, it is Paramatma, Parameshwaraha. The very cause of all these phenomenal manifestations, that is Savita. Let us first discuss about this Shabda, Savita. It comes from the Dhadu root, Shunya Prani Prasave. Or there is another Dhadu, Shu Prasavaishwaryayoho. That is, the Dhadu Shu means, meaning of Shu is Prasava, to give birth. Prasava, to give birth. And there is another meaning, Prasavaishwaryayoho. That is the meaning of Shu Dhadu can be either to give birth or having all Aishwarya, that is wealth and prosperity. So from this root, when we are deriving the Shabda Savita, by adding the Pratyaya, Tr Pratyaya, that is, we are suffixing Tr to the root Shu, then the Shabda Savita will be derived. Actually, the Shabda is Savitra. Savitra is the Shabda. It is Rakaranda. And Ekavachana, singular of the first case, the first vibhakti is, Pradhama vibhakti is Savita. So Savita, the meaning of Savita will be one who is giving birth, or one who is giving all prosperities and wealth. That is the meaning of Savita. Let us take the first meaning. One who is giving birth. Giving birth to what? To all phenomenal manifestations. for everything. From whom all these manifestations are coming. He is Savita. We are in the solar system, and whatever we are seeing around us, and the body we are living in, and the world we are experiencing around, all these are coming from and being protected by sun that we are seeing. So the first meaning of Savita is, there is no doubt, it is sun, Bhagavan Surya. Then we, after getting this meaning, we are going to the second level, that is Savita is Paramatma, Parameshwaraha. We can see in the Upanishad, a question is directly presented before a man of realization by a student. And that question was, Adhihi Bhagavo Brahmeti. O Bhagavan, O Bhagavan, Adhihi, you please teach me. You please teach. What? Brahma. What is Brahman? Please teach me on this. What is Brahman? And as an answer to this question, and of course, after finding out the student is ripe enough to learn all these subjects, the Guru explains. Yato va imani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti yat prayanti abhisambhishanti tad vijijnasasva tad brahmeti. Yato va imani bhutani jayante. There is nothing like accident in this world. There is cause-effect relation. And for all these phenomenal existences, there must be a cause behind them. What is that? Yataha va imani bhutani jayante. From where all these beings are coming or are manifested. Yena jatani jivanti. By which or in which all these are sustaining. And finally, yat prayanti abhisambhishanti. These are dissolving or going back. This is a clue And the teacher is not saying this is Brahman. He's asking the disciple to try his best to realize this. Tad vijijñāsasva. You work hard or you try hard to realize this. Then the Guru says, Tad Brahmedi, that is Brahman. So, what is the final cause or the primary cause? Both ways we can say. What is the primary cause of all these phenomenal planes or manifestations? From where all beings are coming out. What is the cause of all? You just think that. You inquire that. And that is Brahman. This is the most important mantra. This is the most important mantra in the Upanishad literature. Because Upanishads are dealing or explaining or teaching the reality, Brahman. That is the subject matter of the Upanishads. What is Brahman? And it is in this mantra the reality is well explained. And this is the mantra which is the subject matter of the most important sutra in the Brahma Sutras. Janmadhyasya yataha. That is the second sutra of Brahma Sutra. And it is explaining or it is defining what is Brahman. And the subject matter of that sutra is this mantra, which we have seen now. That is why I am saying this is the most important mantra. So the cause of all these universal phenomena, what is that? That is Savita, one who is giving birth to all the worlds. Everything. Savita. Savituhu means of the Savita. Of the Savita. It is the sixth vibhakti. So Savituhu Varenyam Bhargaha. Bhargaha is Tejaha, effulgence. Bhargaha is effulgence. Or Bhargaha is energy. When we are taking the Shabda Bharga as a Sakaranda Shabda. When we are taking Bharga as Akaranda, the meaning will be Lord Shiva, Parameshwara. Now let us take it as a Sakaranda. That is effulgence, Tejaha. Power, energy. light. In so many ways we can translate the Shabda Bharga. And what is that Bharga? It is Varanyam. Varanyam is that which is to be worshipped or exalted or great. See, the Shabda Varanyam comes from the root Vru, and the meaning of Vru is to pray for. Worth accepting or worth praying for. That is the object of Vru. So that which is to be prayed for. That which is worth or that which is to be accepted. Or worshipped. That is the meaning of Varanyam. So we can, in the common worldly language, we can translate it as something exalted. So that Varanyam Tejaha, that Varanyam Bhargaha, that effulgence, that light which is to be worshipped, or that most exalted effulgence of that Savita, of the Paramatma or of the Surya, that we are meditating on, that we are meditating. Dhimahi. Whose Bhargaha we are meditating on? Savituhu. Again it is said Devasya. That also is in the Shashti Vibhakti, Devasya. So we can correlate like this. Savita Devaha. Savituhu Devasya. So Devasya means of the Deva. And what's the meaning of Deva? Deva is one who is giving existence, or Deva is one who is giving light or effulgence to all. Deepanat Deva. Athava Dyotanat Deva. One who is making everything enlightened. Or one who is of the nature of light, effulgence, the lustrous being. That is the meaning of Deva. There are so many meanings, of course. Now let us think or remember these two meanings. That is one who is of the nature of light, or one who is giving light. Light to all. That is existence to all. The most illustrious being. So of that Deva, of that Savita, I am meditating. What? That Bhargaha. That Bhargaha. that effulgence. So that exalted effulgence, or that great effulgence which is to be worshipped, I am meditating on, or we are meditating. Dhimahi. See, an object of our senses, or that we are seeing in front of us. We can pay attention, we can concentrate on that, but we need not meditate on that. What we are seeing in front of us, we are not, if, just see, if we are seeing somebody in front of us or something in front of us, we can stare on them, we can observe them thoroughly, but we need not meditate on them. Why to meditate on an object which is in front of you? So, the meaning of I am meditating on that Tejaha of Savita, it has some another or some other inner meanings. And that is, I am seeing the effulgence in front of me, and through that, I am meditating on the real cause of that, or real source of that. How to explain this? See, there is a mantra which is being repeated in the Samhita and Upanishad portions of Veda in many places. Not in a single place, many places. This mantra is repeated. Mantra is Yena Suryastapati Tejaseddhaha Na Vedavin Manute Tambrihantam. That is Yena. By whom or by which? Suryastapati. Surya is, sun is burning. Tapati, burning, giving heat. Tejaseddhaha. Tejasa iddhaha. Iddhaha, propelled. Tejasa, by the Tejas. Tejas is energy. So the meaning of this mantra is, what is energizing the Surya? Or by whom Surya is energized? We know Surya is giving light and heat. So how it is happening? What is happening behind? What is the phenomenon? What is the phenomenon that makes Surya lighting and burning? What is that? That is, what is that behind all these universal phenomena. There must be somebody, something behind every phenomenon, every phenomena. And who is that? This is the question. And immediately after asking or after asking that question, the Veda says, or Veda continues, Na Vedavin Manute Tambrihandam. One who do not know Veda cannot realize it. That is, Veda is the pathway for realizing Him, who is energizing Sun. So here, we are meditating on the luminous nature of Surya. And as the light of Surya is in front of us, it is being perceived as it is. So we need not meditate on it. So we are meditating on the cause, or on Him who is giving this luminous nature, this light to Surya. Or who is controlling the phenomenon. On Him we are meditating on. So we are not meditating on the light we are seeing, but we are meditating on Him who is making the light we are seeing, who is the cause of this phenomenal existence. Savituhu Bhargaha. And that Savita is Deva. Savita is Deva. So Savita means Surya, and Surya is Deva. He is giving light. And in another words, Savita is Paramatma, that who is the very cause of all these manifestations, all these worlds, the very cause of everything, every beings. So he is Savita, one who is giving birth. And he is Deva. And of that Deva, that lustrous being, there is that exalted or that effulgence which is to be worshipped. That worshipful effulgence I am meditating on. So here this is an act of meditation. Or when we say we are meditating on that, it is something like taking an oath. We are meditating on that. It is not a simple saying. It is taking an oath. It is a swearing. So how to practicalize that? Because simple taking an oath will not do. We have to make it in practice or bring it into practice. How it is possible? It is possible when we are fully attracted to that. That is, nothing in this world around us is making distractions. That is, we are staying in this world without any distractions. Staying without any distraction means fully attracted by something. See, distractions of outside or objects of the outside world are creating distractions only when we are not attracted that much to our own inner self. When we are fully attracted to the inner world, we won't get distracted by the outer world. So here, this oath, this swearing that we are meditating means we are abiding in that, fully focusing our attention, fully focusing our senses, mind and intellect. We are meditating. So to reach to that stature, we have to go through initial sadhanas, primary sadhanas, and make our own mind and intellect focused. So for that, pujas may be required. For that, primary sadhanas like homam, chantings, japa, and so many primary sadhanas will help to have that focus with it. And now we are meditating on that. No outer objects are attracting us or making distractions. So for that, sadhaka must be very vigilant and cautious. Because that much powerful net of Maya is spread around us. Even scholars will get into it and will get trapped. Even scholars. What to speak about others? So a sadhaka must be that much vigilant, that much cautious, or to use an apt word, to be awakened. One must be awakened. How one will be awakened? Only by hearing the calls of or exhortations of our rishis who are awakened. And that call we can have from Upanishads, like Uttishtata, Jagrata. Only an awakened can make such a call. Uttishtata. One who is sleeping cannot call another person. One who is sleeping cannot call another person. So here, who is calling? One awakened man is calling. Man can be a man or woman. There is no quarrel. So one who is awakened, he is calling. And we have to hear that. We have to pay attention to that. If we are paying attention, then we also will be awakened. Uttishtata. Arise. Jagrata. Awake. That is the call. So, by undergoing primary sadhanas, we are making ourselves or our mind and intellect that much focused and being fully attracted to that effulgence and not at all being distracted by the objects of the world. We are meditating. Dhimahi. So, tat sabituhu or sabituhu tad varenyam bhargaha vayam dhimahi. Once more. Sabituhu devasya tat varenyam bhargaha. Tad means that. So that varenyam bhargaha, that exalted effulgence, or that effulgence which is to be worshipped, or that effulgence which is to be prayed for, that effulgence we are meditating on. Sabituhu devasya tad varenyam bhargaha dhimahi. So here there are two things. One, a statement, that is the bharga of Sabita is varenyam. Bharga of Savita is varenyam. That is a statement. That is the effulgence of Surya, or the effulgence of Paramatma, is to be worshipped. or is to be prayed for. That is a statement. And this statement comes from a realization. Yes, this statement comes from a realization of the seer. And from that realization, without doubt, he is stating. And after hearing that statement from a realized man, we are doing an act of meditation. Meditation comes only from a basic knowledge. Still more or still further we have to go. Still deeper we have to dive through meditation. But for doing that much, we have to have a basic knowledge. And that basic knowledge is this: the Varenyam, the Bharga of Savita, the effulgence of the Paramatma or the sun, Surya, is Varenyam, is exalted, or is to be prayed for, or is to be worshipped. That is the statement. And this statement comes from realization, and that realization comes from analysis of the universe around us. And we can make use of all branches of science. All branches of science we can make use of to arrive at that statement, that vision. Whichever be the branch of science, you need not divide them to physical and metaphysical. No. All branches of science, invariably, they will lead us to this vision, to this realization. That is the effulgence of Paramatma, Savita, the primary cause of all these manifestations, is to be sought for or is to be worshipped. And when we are hearing such an exhortation from a man of realization, that is without any doubt, without a stinge of doubt, then we will get ourselves ready for doing that meditation. That we ourselves are making or getting ready for an inquiry. And that inquiry is diving deep within. It is not something external. Yes, of course, objects in the external world are there. Even the light of the effulgence of the sun is external, but what is making that? When we are undertaking that inquiry, our quest will automatically become an internal search, a sort of introspection. It is diving deep within our own individuality. It happens outside is essential in the primary stage. So This is the first part of this mantra. Think within and introspect again and again. Take the shabdas first, that is the words in this mantra, and try to understand inner meanings. Then we can, after realizing these two parts, that is Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, we can go to the next part. That we will go in our next sitting. Now if somebody have anything to ask, you can ask.
Yeah. First question is from Arun Babu ji. Please unmute and ask.
Yeah, Namaste, Hari Om. Last class we had a discussion about the world as Anubhava Mandala, and further we also discussed about the higher planes as well as the Adholoka. So my question is more related to the story of Mahabali, where the common understanding is that Mahabali was sent to Patala, which is in Adholoka. And later our refined understanding, he has really sent it to Sutala, which is a higher plane. So the question is that even within our understanding in discussion last time, even the Sutala is also in the Adholoka. So just I would like to understand what is the philosophy behind that.
See, Sutala is a part of Adholoka. There is no doubt in that. But Adholoka never means there is no enjoyment, there is no happiness. No. From the explanations we are getting from Puranas, especially Bhagavata Purana, we can understand without any doubt that the world Sutala is a plane or a world having that much enjoyments. Enjoyments like Devaloka. But they have no chance to do more and more satkarma there. What karma they have with them, they can stay with that. They cannot do satkarma anymore. They can stay there. And as far as knowledge or ability to know or ability to realize is concerned, these lokas are inferior than our loka. When we consider happiness and enjoyment, especially sensual enjoyments, they may be far higher than our loka. But when ability to know, that is considered, we are much superior. That may be the reason, I don't know. That may be. However, there is no doubt in one thing. Sutala is considered as an adholoka because Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Rasatala, Talatala, Mahatala and Patala, all these are adholokas. But enjoyments they have. There are. But knowledge or the ability to know, they don't have as much as we have. That may be, I don't know. That may be. Namaste.
Next question is from Pratap Rajaji. That is from last session. He had a question.
Namaste, Swami.
Namaste. Namaste.
So, a couple of points I would like to get clarified regarding the practicality of chanting the mantra. So, when we chant the mantra, do we need to chant the sloga in just one breath, or do we need to pause in between the words included in that? And not only that, at the time of chanting, are we concentrating on the meaning or even contemplating on the meaning? Or normally what happens is like at least to me, maybe some picturization or imagination comes. So maybe we sometimes go on contemplating or focusing on picture. Then sometimes I realize like, yeah, we need to concentrate on meaning as such. And so what? Is it advisable to have a mix of these things, or just focusing on just one aspect? Meaning,
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So whether one more question I had is like, when we do the chanting in the mind only, like without uttering loudly, like sometimes I try to not move the tongue also. So is it a correct method, or if I do it like that, and if I chant it incorrectly in between, so does it have any harmful effect? So to ward off that effect, do I need to do the chanting like touching the chandas like Vamdeva Rishi, that Om Namah Shivaya, and then Om Namo Narayanaya? So if we are asking kids to, like if we are teaching kids also, if they do it incorrectly, like without doing chandas or like just the sloga, so is that also a correct way? Just sorry,
right.
Sorry, Swami, just one more question. Is it advisable for women who are during the periods to chant using chandas, or can they do it without chandas, just the sloga?
See, answer to your first question is, when we chant Gayatri mantra, should we do in one stretch, or that is without any break, or can we stop in between? So here there is the injunction of Yogi Yajnavalkya, and it is Panchavasana Gayatri. That is the saying. That is the rule. That is well accepted rule regarding the chanting of Gayatri. Panchavasana Gayatri. Panchapataka Nashini. So Panchavasana Gayatri means there are 5 avasanas. Avasana is end. So how? There are only 3 lines in Gayatri, each having 8 aksharas. Of course, one akshara is lesser there. There are 3 lines. And Gayatri is Panchavasana. So first avasana is Om. There we should stop. Stop means not stopping for a long time. No. A break we have to give. Om. Then there are three Vyakritis: Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha. Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha. Suvaha and Swaha both are one and the same. Swarloka or Suvarloka. Many places we will see Suvaha, and many places there are Swaha. Both are correct. So Bhur Bhuva Swaha, that is the second end. And third end is Tat Savitur Varenyam. And fourth end is Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. And fifth, Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. So this is the way we have to chant Gayatri. This is the well accepted way of chanting Gayatri. And it is taught by Yogi Yajnavalkya in the Mantra Shastras. So that is the answer. Then your second question was, shall we chant mantra without knowing the or without remembering or thinking of meaning, or shall we chant with the meanings in mind? See, there are many mantras with mere aksharas, without any vakya or any pada. There are so many mantras. For example, making use of sukshma aksharas like Aim, Klim, Sauhu, like that. There are no padas. There are no vakyas, no sentence, no words. Only syllables are there. And while chanting these like mantras, there never comes a question of understanding the meaning. Because these are shabdas, that much powerful shabdas. We are supposed to chant them with all our concentration and respect. And that shabda will make changes in our being. So there we need not think about the meaning. And of course, even though some padas are there, some words are there, and even if some sentence is there, for example, in the mantra Om Namah Shivaya, there is a sentence, and that sentence is full. It's a full sentence. Shivaya Namaha. That is Namah Shivaya. Meaning is, unto Shiva, prostrations are being made. That is the meaning. So it is a sentence with full meaning. But while chanting this, we have to chant with full devotion, full respect and concentration. We need not remember the meanings, even though it have meaning. Repeatedly we have to chant. And our body, mind, intellect, everything will be transformed by that chanting. But if somebody is chanting with visualizing the meaning, there is nothing wrong in that. If somebody, a devotee who is chanting, is visualizing, I am prostrating before Lord Shiva, and he's creating a form of Lord Shiva within. There is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong in that. So we cannot say this and not this. We cannot say. It all depends on persons, their attitudes, their qualities. It depends on them. But both way we can do. And when we chant mantras like Gayatri, if we have a real understanding of the meaning, it helps us that much. It helps us. There's no doubt. Because while chanting, all our body, our senses, our mind, our intellect, all these will be attuned to that mantra. And as a result of that, inner positive changes will happen. And it will make our mind pure and intellect sharp. It is quite natural. But along with that chanting, if we are contemplating on the meaning, or if we are contemplating on the ultimate reality with the help of the meaning, then it is greater. It will help us more. So we can chant without even knowing the meaning. With the real devotion, we can chant. And if we are chanting with the knowledge of the meaning, then it will be far better. This is the answer. And your third question was, is it advisable or allowable to chant mantras within without pronouncing, but with the movements of tongue or lips? Of course, you can chant like that. That is a stage in between Upamshu Japa and Mauna Japa. We can do Japa in different levels. We can chant outwardly, that is Ucha Japa. We can chant with a low voice, which is not at all audible to others, but at the same time they will hear some noise, but they won't understand what you are uttering. Still sound is coming out. That is Upamshu Japa. And there is Mauna Japa. Mauna Japa is Japa that is being done with the help of mind and without the interference of or involvement of words, sound. That is Mauna Japa. So doing a japa without making noise or without sound, but at the same time movement of lips. So Shabdasthana is vibrated, but Prayatna is not coming out. Prayatna is the effect of prana. It is not coming out. See, sound is coming out with the or as an effect of both these. That is Shabda and Prayatna. Prayatna and Sthana. Sthana is places like tongue, lips, throat, like that. And Prayatna is the coming out of prana. So in this case, prana is not coming out, and so sound is not coming out. But at the same time, movement of sthana is there. So it is in between Upamshu Japa and Mauna Japa. So there is nothing wrong in that. See, in this athana, what is acceptable to us, we can do that. What is acceptable to us, we can do that. There is no hard and fast rule, you must not do this. No, we cannot say. So, what is helping a sadhaka? He can take that course. There is nothing wrong in that. And your next question was, can women chant mantras during their ministerial period? I think there is nothing wrong in chanting mantras. Not only that, it is advisable to chant more and more mantras during those days. They are not supposed to do any physical work. So they have to take full rest during those days. At least that much days in which they have ministerial emissions. We cannot say 3 days or 4 days. It changes from person to person. So how many days they have a ministerial emission? That much days they have to take physical rest without any exertion, physical exertion. They can lay down or they can sit at a place and do such works which will not create physical exertion. So they can chant, there is nothing wrong. And in many women, not many, as far as I know, in more than 70% of women, they will have some sort of mental problems, ministerial tension, pre-ministerial tension during those days. So it is advisable to chant mantras more, to make their own mind or mental activity more stable, to have more control over the mind. It is advisable to do more mantra japa. So there is nothing wrong in that. At the same time, it is not advisable to do pujas for which physical activity is needed. So they can sit at a place and chant mantras. There is nothing wrong in that. And let me repeat, they have to, or they must have to repeat more mantras, do more mantra japa in those days. And there was one more question. What was that? I forgot it. I'm not remembering.
Whether we can teach kids to
Yeah. See, question is, can you teach little kids mantras? If they can chant Om Namo Narayanaya or Om Namah Shivaya or such mantras, of course you can teach them, you can make them chant, you can sit with them and let them hear you chant and let them hear, and they will start chanting. If there is any mistake in their pronunciation, there is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong. But at the same time, you must not teach them such mantras as having uh, uh, bijaksharas. Mantras having bijakshara, you must not ask them to chant. If they are chanting by their own, there is nothing wrong. But you must not teach. And those mantras in which remembering or doing nyasa, rishi, devada and chandas, such mantras you can give to children only when they grow a little. If they can understand the inner meaning of all these. What is meant by rishi, what is chanda, what is devata, and why their places are on the head or on lips, on heart, why it is so. If they are in a position to understand that, then you can teach them. There is nothing wrong. But for little kids, it is not advisable. So that is the reply. I think today we can conclude this. Uh,
Yeah.
now we are, as everybody knows, yesterday there were two mishaps, one natural calamity and another flight crash in Kerala, one in Idukki district, landsliding, and even now more than 20 houses are under the soil. How many deaths occurred, we do not know and we cannot say for certain. And here in the Calicut airport, as you everybody know, there was a flight crash and many deaths happened, and many are in very serious situation in many hospitals. So let us pray for them. Let us pray for their recovery, and let us pay homage to those departed, especially the pilot of that flight. He was one among the most talented pilots in India. Most talented pilots in India. We lost such a great pilot. So let us all pay homage and our respect to them all. With these words, let us conclude today's session. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.